Hello, 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 and welcome to another One Lion of Code. I am One Lion, and we are out here in the desert. No, we're on a beach, apparently. We're either on a beach or in the desert. Either way, it's hot. It's bright. Why is it so bright? I don't like the bright. Let's find out where we are. Window swap. Interact. We are we're in Spain. Mas Palomas. Oh, I want to go to Spain. We're not in the desert. We are seaside. Oh. Anyway, hi. Welcome in to another wonderful stream. Today is Wednesday, the 31st of January, 2024. You know what that means? That the end of the month? You know what it means at the end of the month? It's gonna be another month starting tomorrow. All right, moving on. So we've been playing around with the bot on the stream because that's what we do. Actually, no, we do Blazor development, and it just so happens that my bot, hello, Captain Commerce, just so happens that my bot is Blazor. How have you been, Captain Commerce? Speaking of bots, are you even listening, bot? You're not. I was like, why am I not seeing messages down here? Let's get you reconnected. I'm just gonna restart you, just in case. We'll do a shout out for Captain Commerce here pretty soon. He streams typically on Mondays and Fridays. Typically, I say. Typically. Ooh boy. I've been quite busy lately, unable to listen in on streams, but hopefully that's changing shortly, question mark. I hope you're not asking me, because that's up to you, whatever life is throwing at you. I hope it's not stressful or the bad kind of stressful for you. I do hope that you're at least able to enjoy some bit of it, or whatever the... It's quite stressful. Oh, maybe you can get some, oh geez, some energizing energy from Apocalypse. Oh my goodness, but hopefully coming to a point of workability. Yeah, so I'm definitely experiencing a slightly higher than normal amount of stress as well, but it's self-inflicted-ish. I don't know what to call it. You'll find out eventually. But hi, Apocalypse, apples and apocalypses. We're gonna do a shout out for Captain Commerce here really soon. So here goes a fancy pants shout out, Captain Commerce. And here goes a video shout out. Maybe we'll get a clip of him falling asleep while pouring a drink. Bang. 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 All right. Which guru? No clip? Did you clear out all of your clips? Oh, I spelled your name wrong. Did you?
No more coding. So a lot of that stuff kind of happening.
Oh man, we need that as a just redemption. That was awesome. No more coding. Oh geez. All right. So anyway, we have a bot. We have a game with the bot finally, so you can use your 1 point at a time of the hundreds of thousands of points that you've earned while hanging out here to redeem bot. it'll tell you what to do. I'm going to ignore it and use pew instead. We have the target, which is somewhat visible-ish. 80. Pew. I missed. 70. Pew. I missed again. 65. Pew. I hit it. So I wonder if that's like the size of the target every time. You there. Don't send. Manual game. Q Archer. I don't even see the target. Ah, it's behind all of the debug stuff. Okay. Set random distance. Yeah, it grows and shrinks. It grows and shrinks. Not by much, but it does. Okay, but that's what we're going with. That's our archery game. There was a request. Oh, there was a request to check in my changes. Oh, it's the one that's on my private GitHub that no one can see except for Dukasoft because he's magical, is up to date for this branch. And so there was a request to add sounds to it. And I've never actually done sounds in a web application before, so this will be interesting. If anyone has any backseat direction for me to go, I'll take it. Otherwise, I'll just be looking stuff up. For now, I am intuiting which direction to take, and that is I'm going to have a sound source so that at runtime, you can load any sound you want, as long as it's part of your sound library. And the sound source is just consisting of a file name and then some parameters for playing that sound. Loop it is playing. And this is playing. I don't know about that. Was something that was suggested by Copilot. So loop would be yeah, I'm wanting to change this around. So I want one shot instead, and then maybe an int for loop count that you would only use if one shot is false. So one shot typically means you play the sound clip straight through beginning to end once. Ah, okay. Means that you play the sound once and that's it. It's a one shot. I think we should just have it to where the logic will be if one shot, then loop count will always be 1. Otherwise, whatever they set it to. It must be positive. So we're going to use unsigned int. That way we make sure that it's positive. Right. I don't know. Anyway, this sounds good for our sound source, doesn't it? Sound. Good. Sound. Here go, here go, here go, here go, nothing. Sound models. That was a class, not a folder. Nice try. Sound models. Sound source. So the reason I made it an interface is so that we can override it. So I don't know about that though. It's like, do I really want to use an interface for a Poco? I don't think I do. I think the intention was if I was going to have more than one type of sound source, then they should all implement the same interface. So this would have to be something like a file sound source versus a streaming sound source. But that made sense to me just now what I said. So instead of this having a file name, it is going to have what then? Just a regular source? Like, do we call it source? Oh, why am I putting public in here? This is an interface. Yeah. So if we make this source, then this will be the path to the sound source, where it could be a file path or an URL. Dang it. I hate it when I do that. I can't say that. That's secret. Go there. Dismute. Dismute. Shh. Do you hear a hissing noise? Whoa. What is even going on the Unity channel? Anyway, that was something else. Not what I expected to see. Okay. What are we doing? The path to a sound source. That way we can have, instead of just sound source, a file sound source. We'll implement it. Pew, 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 pew. You are required, but I don't want it to be required when you initialize it. I just want it to be required. Required, allow null. No, it was the attribute for this thing right under me. Good grief. Goodness gravy. Okay. What else? What else am I thinking? So we have a file sound source and we have a streaming sound source. And this is going to be get only. And they're all going to have their own play method, which is going to be a task. Actually, I'm going to do, yeah, play. What do we think? What do you think? Hello, Napalm. Is this a good approach for doing sound in a web application, in a web game, let's say? Specifically a web game. Even though I'm doing this from the standpoint of an application developer, I kind of also want to think about it in the game-centric approach. Yeah, and then we will default all of these. Oh, and then you are that. Private bool is blank. Why are you initializing it, Copilot? And you're just going to return as blank. Oh, I'm just going to do private set. What am I thinking? What am I thinking? Same thing. Oh my gosh, special kid. Is this a bad idea to just try to think about how to do this on my own without doing internet searching? I think it's kind of fun. And since we're not doing anything official, like if this was a for real project, I would look it up. I'd be like, has someone already established precedent for how to do this kind of thing? I'm sure they have. Never. It's as good an idea as using Excel 97 as your database. Okay, so we're going to continue with my intuition then. And your intuition if you have any input. So we're going to have a file sound source. We're going to tell it to play. And the reason that I'm doing an interface now is because Captain Commerce knows. The reason that I'm doing the interface is because now I am doing multiple sound source types. Although, are there really multiple sound source types? Don't they all boil down to a file? I guess sound source could be an input audio device, like a microphone, which is also streaming. So that's also a streaming sound source versus a file. So yeah, I'm okay with this. So we're going to do play, which is going to take all of those parameters. Do you think that there should be a play? I keep asking you guys questions. I really don't want to bother you. If you don't feel like typing, please don't type. Don't come out of lurk. Don't bother yourself. I'm asking anyway. Do you think that I should have optional parameters on play to override the parameters for the actual properties? The lazy fence. Okay, I'll stay in lurk, Dukasov says as he comes out of lurk. I'm sorry. I did not mean to. I don't know why I'm in poll the audience mode right now. Because I'm doing something that I never have done myself, I guess. So I'm trying to ping off of you to get some, is this a good idea? Is this a bad idea? Direction. Okay. Anyway, so maybe, potentially, possibly. No, I'm gonna say if you want to modify the pitch, the volume, etc., when you that you need to set those properties before you push play. Yeah, I'm going with it. I'm running with it. Okay, so how do we actually play? Sorry, what's the opinion? You help me, happy to help you. My opinion, the opinionated question is, should I allow parameters for pitch, float, pitch, default, float, volume, default, will One shot. Default. I'll show you what it looks like, and then we'll decide whether or not to keep it. And finally, uint loop count default. And the reason that I'm making them nullable is because I want to have pitch question mark equals pitch. So if it's not specified here, yes, uint. If it's not specified as an argument, then it falls back to whatever the property was set to. But if you're doing that, then it's like, instead, shouldn't I override pitch with whatever you're passing in? So that you know what the current pitch, volume, one-shot loop count are? So that's the decision that I didn't want to have to make. I think that's why I was avoiding this. Clayman's live. Oh man. I've been missing his stream like first thing in the morning. It's first thing in the morning for me. It's probably like afternoon for him or something. But I like having the stream running from 4:30 my time through exercise, and then usually when I come back he's still streaming. Anyway, cool. Okay, yeah, so if I provide a way for you to specify the parameters in play to override your properties, then I'm thinking that I would also want to set the properties to those. And in this kind of a method, it's not idempotent if I do it this way. There are artifacts I am modifying values outside of this method that shouldn't be modified, kind of thing. And you would think that play just takes your settings, plays the audio, and doesn't modify anything else. So yeah, I think we're going without optional parameters, optional arguments. So to play a file, this one's going to be a little bit harder because actually, you know what? I don't think I'm going to be able to use this in the web application. I will need a streaming audio source, which is what they're called, audio sources, not sound sources, right? Okay. Hey, look, it's a Captain Commerce shout out from Stream Elements even. So if you haven't noticed, Captain Commerce is in our chat hanging out. He's been really busy, but it still seems like you've made time to stream and show off some of your 3D printing progress. I don't exactly know what you are making because you feel bad about not making it to my streams, but I'm rarely ever live at your streams anymore, which makes me sad. But in the evenings, I am not around anymore. There's a lot going on. Like you said, there's a lot going on. So I definitely understand if you can't make this stream. But I'm still there, lurking indivisibly. Indivisibly. Only for a little more. I'm actually about to put on my running shoes and start my run. Awesome, right? Because you're doing couch to 5K? Couch to 10K? One of those? Couch to 5K. In case I hadn't mentioned it, I'm signing up for a 5K in June, so I'm training for that. That is so cool. That is so awesome. You are going to achieve it. You're going to do it. It's going to be very cool. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and flesh out the file audio source, even though we're not going to be able to use it on the client-side application. Instead, I'm going to need to have a web audio source where I provide it the URL and it uses my backend to serve up the sound. Or that is going to get shipped to the browser on application start. We'll figure that out too. So, gosh, that really sucks. I don't know how to do it. We got this though. Load the audio. We're gonna have Copilot do it. It has not been a long time. It was only a long time because I missed your stream yesterday. I'm so mad at myself. Another one that I want to make sure that I'm at least lurking on your stream, but I wasn't even there at all yesterday. But here's a shout out for Thindle. Oh, by the way, Captain Commerce works on e-commerce type web applications. He's doing Blazor. He's doing .NET. .NET. You're doing .NET Core, right? But anyway, predominantly he does not commerce plugins, but he's also been doing side projects. And again, not really sure what he's been doing. 99% .NET Core. Good. Cool. But I know that one of his side projects was a card inventory management system for things like Final Fantasy playing cards and Yu-Gi-Oh playing cards and Magic the Gathering playing cards. I think it was all three of those. Or just it would most likely handle any of those. So I don't know where you're at with that. If you'd like to talk more about it, feel free to. But otherwise, not commerce plugins for doing cool stuff. Thindle does .NET e-commerce sites too, but he's migrating a legacy application using .NET Framework to .NET Core, implementing some Blazor stuff into it for the admin page, and just an overall fun site. Not yesterday, though. Yesterday he did a boo-boo. What kind of boo-boo did you do yesterday? Maybe there's a clip for it. Let's find out.
Let's load it. Perfect. That's the way it's supposed to work.
Until it doesn't.
I really have a hard time getting used to this triple equals. Again, me and JavaScript, not best of friends. But at least I didn't use jQuery this time.
Yay, query. Not jQuery. Yay, query. Anyway, good job. Good on you. I haven't used jQuery in 10 years. Nope, I can't say 10 years. I can say at least 7 years. Love the yay query. I mean, jQuery is amazing, in my opinion. It simplifies doing JavaScript pretty nicely. The only complaint that a lot of people seem to have about it is that it's heavy. So that initial load it's heavy. But if you're already loading jQuery, then why not? But yeah, vanilla JavaScript has come a long way, and you can do a lot of stuff with just vanilla JavaScript that was difficult to do for a while. And so jQuery simplified that. Yeah, Zulius knows. Zulius says it simplifies making code read like ancient Egyptian hieroglyphs. Exactly. But President Not Sure said jQuery was a huge step forward when it came out, though. But anyway, Captain Comer says, my son lost interest in playing cards, so I stopped the card inventory. However, my latest Blazor app is the note-taking app. Right, I do remember that. Man, terrible memory. So that's really cool. One of my new favorite apps that I haven't actually started using yet, but I really, really want to, I'm signed up and everything, is called Todoist, and I'm not sponsored or anything, but it's a really cool app that lets you essentially make to-do items and put them on your actual calendar with reminders and stuff just by emailing yourself, by entering it into the thing manually. They have so many different ways to update it, but it's just super duper easy to use and organize. Anyways, I was working on the demo. I'm showing next week, you know, actually building the demo. Oh, that gives me an idea. Glad you said something before I went into lurk mode. Well, enjoy your run. You are going to do it. I'm running with you. Yeah, I'm there, giving you the wind at your back. Anyone work much with Azure Front Door? I've heard a lot about Azure Front Door, but I haven't been working in that. Thendel said I did a full upgrade from start to finish. Oh, so you upgraded your demo app. Is that what you did? And then it broke? Then Thendel said to Napalm, not really. Know a few sites that use it though. Got anything specific you're thinking about? And I can tell you I have no idea about it. Cursing. Trying to get things behaving with it as a reverse proxy to blob storage. But Thendel agreed. He said yes. So my demo is upgrading like the whole way, and I got it working. So what's the boo-boo? This sounds like a good thing. Time to run. Catch y'all on the flippity flop. Cheers. Absolutely. Tink. Oh, wait. I need to tink you. So now that we have a browser overlay, I can definitely do stuff like what Irish John does with his and started showing up on everyone's with the little video avatar thingy. And maybe he can just give me the files of everyone doing their cheers and toasts. The boo-boo was I sent out a message on Discord, but the come join me at link was the twitch.tv, not twitch.tv/Thendel. Okay, so I totally missed reading that. I'm sure you posted that up here, but my eyes just glossed over it. Sorry about that. Sorry. In my Discord announcement I sent out everywhere, I linked to twitch.tv, not my channel. And Dukasoff said, no, I did not watch Boo Boo yesterday. I love that one. Oh man. That one and that. I'm sure that proved to be an insurpassable hurdle for tons of people. Insurmountable? You're a god at not missing chat, to be honest. I lose context all the time. I mean, I don't know what happens. Like, most of the time, it's just kind of this... all of the information is being stored in some nebulous space up here. And so there's this thread that's constantly running for me to hold my place in what I'm doing for the project. And then this thread that's being held in place, and they know nothing about each other. And so once I switch context, it's like, did we talk about something related to that? And then I switch back and it's like, oh, there it is. Anyway, it just kind of happens. And then there's Seto. He's like God++ at it. I don't understand. Insurmountable sounds better. Yeah, it also has less red wiggle below the word, squiggles. It's okay. English is not your first language. We're talking about something. He works, goes back to chat 5 minutes later, and can just keep going. Knows what he was doing when the message was sent. Yeah, I don't think I could do that. I do it on occasion. It's like hit and miss. Zilius, where are you from? Don't worry, English is not his first language. That's all you need to know. Oh yeah, job seeking stuff. Deutschland. Ich bin ein Kartoffel. I have no idea what that means. Hopefully you didn't make me say anything bad. AKA, I'm a potato. Got it. Hi, Kartoffel. I'm Dukesoft. I don't know how to pronounce double F. I know that F's sound like V's to Americans. So is that really just Kartoffel? Because my brain is like so mixed up. Ein with an E and Kartoffel with a capital K. We could try. Ich heiße Erik. Ich bin 12. 12. Oh, 12. 12 Jahren alt und ich bin aus Schweden. I don't know. I can't do German. I was born in Germany, but I haven't spake German in 34 years or so. ¿Qué más? And that's about where my German ended when I was 12. And yeah, I know that all things, including ich, are supposed to be capitalized. Okay, load the audio. We're going to get Copilot to do this for me. No, return task completed. No. Copilot. Copilot. Write the code for playing audio file given a path source. Given the properties specified above. Alt plus, do this, enter. Wait, Alt plus, really? And it's giving me comments. It did what I told it to do. It wrote the actual text code to load the audio file from the specified source. Oh, forget you. All right, what is Alt plus? Alt plus doesn't do anything for me. Oh, Alt plus tick. My bad. Alt plus backtick. Do this. It's not, or Alt plus apostrophe. It's not apostrophe me for me. Stop making noise, phone. I'm trying to think. It's not apostrophe for me. It's whack. Whack 'em. And that's what I did. And I did tell it to. Well, right now we're playing audio from a file source. We'll do play audio from a browser in a different class. Oh my gosh. You know what? It's the throw new not implemented exception. Okay, that's a good start. That's a good start. And we will do is playing first. I don't think people do this very often. What we're gonna do is see if it gives me the logic here. And then, why are you completely commented out? You can use a third-party library or platform-specific APIs. Okay. Yeah, recursion get component unity. Oh man, this is a Blazor web application. How many times do I have to tell you? Blazor. Oh, no more of this. Wait, why did you put it up there instead of down here? Yeah, that's what I was starting to do, but it didn't give me anything. No help. No help whatsoever. Yeah, it's just giving me a bunch of to-dos, which is fine. I mean, I know the logic to use. I could do the logic. Napalm hates networking. Networking in the sense of people and trying to get a job still. Someone reached out to me recently on LinkedIn. Oh, technical kind. Okay. Here are a couple of things that I want to do. Because it might take a minute between loading the file and playing the sound, one thing that I want to make sure happens is that the audio file is preloaded. So that when you do the actual play method, it will just play the loaded file immediately with no delay. The damn thing I like to consider a utility like water is just there, except when it's not, and I need it to do something. Thindle says to Napalm, I was going to do a 5-minute fix on a SQL server on Azure. Needed to connect to the VPN. Turns out my certificate had expired and I'm 110% incompetent. So it took me three and a half hours to get access to the damned VPN gateway. And then I did the 5-minute thing. Isn't that typical? Isn't that normal for us? For us amazingly technical, knowledgeable people? We get blindsided pretty easily. Issuing a new certificate from a root cert shouldn't take 3.5 hours. Is it your own root cert, or were you waiting on something like Veracode, VeriSign, Azure's certificate manager service thing? Your own, yeah. I don't know. When I first set up the certificates for our web applications for the Rocky Mountain Arsenal, that took me a really long time. That way. I keep forgetting. Routing to 2 different storage accounts with a damage. It's all damned. That's the problem. You keep damming it. Maybe if you blessed it instead. HTTP header shouldn't either, but here we are. Note to self. Add renew cart to calendar. Approximately 14 days before it expires. Oh, cart. Cert. You should do it 30 days prior to expiration. And then have them overlap by 30 days. Azure's VPN cert security works by creating a self-signed root cert, export that, upload the public key, then you use the root cert to issue a client certificate that you install on the computer trying to access the VPN. So better time than most. Yeah. Put a reminder to renew your certificate once you realize it's expired. Whenever that happens to be. I'm not making any progress. Load an audio file in C#. You could use Sound Player. Why are you static set? Oh my goodness. What are you doing to me, Copilot? What are you doing to me? Using, I already forgot, system.media.sound player, which we're not going to have in a web app. System.media is probably Windows specific. Or WinForms? What? Why are you adding me? Why must we add me? Okay, fine. If Automated Realms is okay with it, I'm okay with it. I mean, we can all trust that no one does anything bad on the internet, right? Have you considered just exposing the storage accounts and hoping that no one dumps at that noon dumps their stuff in there? Not sure if 10-plus-year-old question answers will help you with modern code. Shh. It's only 13 years old. My gosh. So true. Hey, look, here's a 2017 post that still says system.media.soundplayer. I just wanted to get in on the ad deal. I'm glad you could join us. So nice, so helpful. Hey, look, here's one from 2022. It's a video. I can do videos. You guys can't hear my videos. Just in case they have copyright music. And you need to speak faster, Iman. Yeah, wind forms. Can I do how should I word this? I want it to be framework agnostic.
We don't need to print the internet.
No, we don't. This is so true. Not from resources, not just, yeah, any decent audio C# projects and audio, but latest Windows update broke it. Forcing a runtime prior to 5.0.7. Yeah, no. Not tested. There's libvl C#, C score. Oh my gosh. Why can't I just select the flippin' end of this URL? libvl C# is a cross-platform audio and video API for .NET platforms based on VideoLAN's libvlc library. So VLC, I believe, is an open source project, which is awesome. So yeah, do you have a NuGet package by chance? You do. VLC can do anything, but it can't do anything easily. I don't know. I'm using the VLC player for when we get into mixed reality development, streaming the video from my HoloLens with no latency or very, very, very low latency as compared to the device portal. I'm sorry, what? One deprecated package. Update it. Update it, man. No deprecated packages here. Wait, why is 2.2.0 deprecated and 2.1.1? The numbers should go up, not down. Whatever. Whatever. As long as it doesn't break my HTTP requests, we're fine. My experience with command line API VLC is that the simplest thing takes 5,000 parameters, and if you get one wrong, you get garbage. But maybe the NuGet is simplified. I'm 90% sure you can make VLC make an airplane. An airplane noise, maybe? VLC makes a great airplane. Just need to angle the letters a bit. Oh, man. It'll look like VLC, like this. Look, it's an airplane. Not an actual airplane, by giving it the right parameters and inputting a white pixel. Okay, anyway. Now that that crisis is over, give me live VLC sharp from Videoland. From Videoland. Oh dear. Oh dear. Why can't you just have like one package for me to install that I can tell is the right package to install? I'm dead tired. I think I'm going to pop out, read a book, and then collapse. Well, enjoy yourself, Thindle. I hope you get some good rest. Thank you for hanging out with us. Another thing that Thindle is known for is needing to be known. So he wrote an extension called Nodocs, and it is in your extensions window. Just look for Nodocs and you will get Don't Dox Yourself. Huh? Needing to be known? No, just kidding. Don't Dox Yourself by Thindle, among other things. And this thing is awesome. I love using it. My API keys are in my secrets in this project. If I click on Manage User Secrets, I can do so accidentally. I can do so confidently knowing you're not going to see my actual user secrets because I have the Nodocs extension installed. And so it masks out all of my values from my key value pairs, aka JSON. It works for JSON, works for XML. There's also .NET Bacon. If you install that. But I only talk about your useful ones. I'm terrible. I'm a terrible person. Okay, so I added the reference, I think. Excuse me. Did I add it? What did I add it to? Shared server. Good job, you. Let's try adding it to shared models. And this is bad because now I'm adding an extra library to shared models, which means that my models will have a thing that has functionality. And I try to keep my models clean of that. Like, they're intended to be just models and interfaces in this case. All right, Tyndall, enjoy. No, I want bacon. I want bacon. You can't tell me I don't want bacon. I want bacon. Was. Oh, did I tell you? I made a really, really stupid, simple... I did tell you. I told you on Monday. If you didn't hear it, oh well. I don't need to complain anyway. Now the models can do the catwalk. Yes, and they can also make airplanes using VLC, apparently. File audio source. Okay, so we're going to use the VLC library documentation to figure out how to load an audio file and play it. How do I use this from .NET? There are usually two ways to go about consuming C code from .NET, using C++ CX and using pinvoke. You didn't tell me that I would need to use p-invoke for this. I need this for web, guys. What was that? Did one of you guys just make a noise? Napalm is leaving too. Alright, gonna go pull my hair out some more. Talk to you later. All. You can always come back here and complain. I'm hearing things now. What exactly am I hearing?
Do you mind identifying what you are?
That's one thing that I'm identifying. What is that? It's like, you know how some websites have a chat bot? And the chatbot makes noises? No idea what that sound was. It goes, look. I don't think it would have come through for you guys because it was from my desktop sound, and I don't have my desktop sound playing through the stream. Leave some of that hair in for the next problem. I have a lot of it, so not in danger of it disappearing. I am starting to get a little bit thinner right here because I noticed it after wearing the HoloLens for pretty much an 8 to 16 hour workday every day when I first got it because I was doing everything in it. But I've since stopped wearing it as much. Instead, I will just scratch the skin off of my forehead until it bleeds. Have you considered using a vertical tabs mode in your browser? More easily see tabs. So I do. It's how I distinguish my browsers. Let me see if I can show this. Okay, so my Edge browser, I'm using vertical tabs. My stream browser, I still have on horizontal tabs. I don't know. I wouldn't mind doing vertical tabs. Actually, you know what? Does Chrome not have vertical tabs? Very cool. I don't think Chrome has vertical tabs, but yes, I do use vertical tabs. But you're right. I should be looking for a I'm playing sound icon. And I don't hear the sound anymore, but I don't know, it's just weird. Firefox tree style tabs, one of the two extensions I can't live without anymore. The other one being uBlock. Must be for the edge cases. I get it. I think. Okay, anyway. I'm getting nowhere. So I don't think I want to use Live VLC because, well, I don't know. Like, you're not actually telling me to do any of these in particular, are you? Like, am I just able to import Live VLC Sharp? And what other namespaces do you have? Shared? Then what do I get from libVLC sharp? Oh, everything is in shared. Media. We get a media. And then we need an actual VLC instance. Do you have an empty constructor? I might have missed it, but you probably already checked. I haven't. I have not. I haven't checked very much, but again, this is Windows Form. And I want to do it in an application agnostic way. So sound player is system.media. So that one we did see, but I have not checked this actual thing. So we're in a web application. Stop spamming, Julius. There we go. Wait, what happened? Did I miss some messages that got deleted? Anyway, the best non-bot bot ever, by the way. All right, you're not giving me any actual documentation though, are you? You're not saying in order to use instantiate a new libVLC, create a new media using file, path, and instance. Yeah, and there's nothing for web. Oh, wait, .NET Core including ASP.NET Core. Okay, so there is web. Interesting. Wait, this is the actual... I thought that this was an actual feed. Okay, never mind. Video feed. Best practices, Q&A. Only create one libVLC instance at all times. Okay, so this is... Hello, Yankos. What are we working on? So we finished up, for the most part, the bot game. And there was a request a long time ago to add sound to the bot game. And so we're trying to add sound to it. So shoot at, this one's probably around 460. Pew. Oh, just under 65. Pew. A little higher. 66.5. Pew. Bullseye. Oh, 92. Whatever. So instead of me making the pew noises, we're going to try to get this thing to load pew. So now that I am reading this, and we're using this library called libVLC, it says only ever use only ever instantiate libVLC once during your application's lifecycle. So what that tells me is I need to either create a singleton for libVLC or put it in my service. And so I think the approach that I'm going to take is to put it in my sound player service. Okay, so that means in our iAudio source, we aren't going to have a play. Crap. But there is no way then to to set the is playing variable in a way, in a safe way. I don't want to be able to externally set is playing, but the audio source is not going to know when it's playing or not. Not anymore. Not if I do it this way. So let's get rid of this. And let's make an implementation of the iAudio source, iSound player service in our client. So we're going to have a sound player service that is going to implement iSound player service. And it's going to take an audio source, and when it's instantiated, since it will be a singleton, it'll be a singleton, right? On the client side, it'll be a singleton. Let's say that we had this on a server deployed to the cloud, then we probably are okay with having everyone use the same sound player service. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Yeah, if anyone does have any thoughts on this, I'm open. Yeah. Oop. Okay. So anyway, it says to only ever have one instance of libVLC during your application's lifecycle. You can create as many media player objects as you want from a single libVLC object. What if instead this was load media. So this will be the thing that prepares the audio source to be played so that I can have multiple media sources available in my game page. So what'll happen up front is when you load the game page and initialize, the first thing that it does is it loads a whole bunch of media stuff using the iSound player. That way we can just use media.play as soon as we need to play it, or whatever this thing is going to be. Yeah, however it tells us to play a media file. Media tracks, what? So this kind of makes me think, wonder how much RAM that's going to use. Yeah, good question. I mean, good thought. This makes me think that we're going to load multiple sound bites. That's what I'm going to start calling them. We're going to load multiple sound bites into the same media player. Get the media descriptors elementary streams description address to store an allocated array of elementary streams descriptions. These are terrible namings, man. I thought I named things terribly. Must be freed with live VLC media tracks release by the caller. The number of elementary streams, 0 on the error. Like this is really bad. I don't want to use a library like this. I want to use something that says, to get started, instantiate this, implement this. Yeah, there should be media player.play. So this is media. Does that mean, okay, I'm going to move you down here. Like, let me read. Getting started. Use the samples to get started. You can just tell me. Steps are instantiate video view and add it to your main view. Optionally call core.initialize to load the LiveVLC native libraries. If you are using LiveVLC Sharp with the provided LiveVLC native NuGets, you do not need to make this call yourself, but you can. Reasons you'd want to do this yourself could be to separate the live VLC loading process, which may take a bit of time, and the media playback starting process. Also, if you input your live VLC build in a custom location, oh man, the video view offers a media player object, which you should create and set on the video view. The media player allows you to control playback with APIs such as play, pause, listen for playback events. In case you are using forms, make sure to call forms renderer init in your platform. Platform specific caveats. We are not using VPF. We are not using UVP. AKA UWP. Okay, what are your samples? Samples, Chromecast, audio callbacks. Let's look at that one. Gestures, PHP, VB, local network, media element, minimal playback, pulse, record, screen recorder, speech, video mosaic, web RTC, YouTube. And a core cross-platform console app. Play the sound from the specific video using an audio. Extract the sound into a file using an audio. I don't know if I want to do sound anymore. I thought it was going to be as simple as using maybe, how about this? Let's try it like this instead. I really don't want to do that. So what I was about to type is sacrilege, JavaScript, play, audio, file. And so now we're just, now it's just becoming ridiculous. Group. Where in the world is group? Live VLC. All right, let's see this. Yanko says, how to play a sound with Blazor and JavaScript. Thank you. You found the right wording that I just couldn't think of. I came across a problem the other day where I needed to play a sound file in a Blazor WebAssembly application, but they were very limited resources as to how to do this. So once I figured it out, I also figured that someone else was going to have this problem. That would be me. It uses an audio HTML element though. I'm okay with that. I'm 100% okay with that. As always, here's a sample project in GitHub. Check it out with an explanation most likely. These steps: add an audio element, JavaScript method to play the audio, instance of IJS runtime, the C# method that uses IJS runtime to invoke the JavaScript method. We're going to do isolated JavaScript for this, and TypeScript. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that I have. There are a couple of HTML5 semantic tags that I could have thought of using, such as the video one, but embed HTML tag probably could have also done it. Yeah, but they suggest using audio tag. So, but thank you so much, Yankos. Very, very helpful. Just unstuck immediately. Okay, so audio ID equals roar, source equals blah, JavaScript method to play the audio. Yeah, this is perfect. It's going to be easy. Okay, so let's learn isolated JavaScript. Wait. And then Dukesoft provides another resource from Carl Franklin. I will watch this later. Yeah, absolutely. Carl Franklin is very, very knowledgeable. Actually, I'm going to put this in my regular browser and I'll watch it immediately after the stream. Do I even have a regular browser window that I could use? Yeah. And I just completely didn't word my question well at all. C# load an audio file, framework agnostic. Terrible. Put Blazor in there and suddenly you get resources that are going to be applicable to us. I don't know why I didn't think of doing that. And here's a Steve Sanderson one. Many videos to watch for this. All it took was just putting Blazor in the flippin' search term. What am I thinking? What am I doing? Why am I even trying to be a developer? I can't even search. That's like the #1 thing. All right. Anyway, we're going to do this. I'm going to try to do it fairly quickly. So for now, you're going to get scratched. Scratch you. Be surprised if Hanselman didn't have something else. Well, he wouldn't have something using Blazor most likely, but I don't know. Maybe he does. Maybe he does. Okay. Okay. I'm going to keep my audio source because we can still use this as an object to send to our JavaScript interop stuff. Same thing with you, file audio source. Okay. So the thing that we need is our JavaScript interop, which I might be crazy. I mean, I am crazy. It's not even a question of might or not. This will be our first, am I going to break hearts? Our first JavaScript interop thing. I did all of this without needing JavaScript at all. And I was hoping to continue that by finding a C# way of playing an audio file in a Blazor WASM app. That's sad. Although, although I thought of a way that if we really wanted to go the extra mile to keep this JavaScript free, aside from the JavaScript needed to load the WASM runtime, .NET WASM, you know what I mean. The .NET runtime that was transpiled to WASM. What I could do is use my Signal R connection and have my audio actually played from the backend service. And then use the audio from that backend service as an audio source in OBS. And then it would be completely C# only. But that's a lot of hassle. So we're just going to use JavaScript. There is nothing wrong with using JavaScript, especially when it's appropriate. It would have just been nice to keep it JavaScript free. To show we can do everything in Blazor web related. Although I bet you we're going to find something out while doing this. Okay. All right. I'm okay with this. I'm okay with this. We're going to create a new component, sound components. And this will be called sound player. And as I mentioned, we are going to be using isolated isolated. Is it called JavaScript? Jean-Luc? It's crazy because I hear the sound play before it shows up in chat. So I'm like, huh? Jean-Luc? Anyway. JavaScript isolation. We're going to use that. And then to write our JavaScript, we're actually going to use TypeScript. And we're going to go sound player.razor.ts. And what this is going to create for us is a .js when we build. And are you like restarting everything? Yeah. Bye, bot. Well, let me actually fully stop the bot. Especially since I am trying to access something that doesn't exist anymore. Oh, and that's because you didn't save. At least Dukabot still works. What kind of magic do cows believe in? Voodoo. Little off the mark. It's okay though. I forgive you. So if I build without doing any special importing of anything, this should transpile into JavaScript. Dang it. So you have two options for when you build TypeScript. You can do tsconfig.json, or you can import NuGet package called Blazor UI. The NuGet package called Microsoft TypeScript Demis Build. I was getting there. And so this will give you the default settings for when you do a build. It'll just transpile your Java, any TypeScript file that it finds, and output it to the right place. I haven't done this for a minute, so again, poking around. I just found a really bad workaround that doesn't require JavaScript. It's really terrible though. Please feel free to share. I don't mind terrible. Sound components, there you are. So now if I build, we should see a soundplayer.razor.js. And so now we can use it in an isolated JavaScript kind of way. So in here, I also want a code behind, porfa. And in that code behind, we will have a public, not public, we will have a privated IJS object reference question mark module with a private task of, wait, are they both tasks? I think they're both tasks. IJS object reference module arrows underscore module. If it's null, then oh, we also need a JS runtime. I'm trying to do this from memory. I inject, I don't know, private IJS runtime. Okay, JS runtime dot something about loading module. Oh, come on, brain. Is it invoke async? I didn't remember it being invoke async. Invoke async. Load module. Gosh, I can't remember off the top of my head. Dang it. I really wanted to. Hello, Crapteen. Many waves. We're doing some isolated JavaScript. Loading. Import. It's import. Okay, so it'll be import. And then here's the fun part. So since we're using isolated JavaScript, the path to the file that we're going to use is the actual content path to this JavaScript file that's getting created here. So that should be / because JavaScript stuff, when you're using JavaScript, it doesn't use the same base URL, base href. So this one will add the correct / content / so that it's always, you know, your host / underscore content / and then the name of this assembly. speaking of, I've had some issues where my assembly name does not match my namespace, and so it breaks. You can't await a property, true, but you can use lazy. I like doing it this way though. So I just created the property as a task, and then I await module. And you'll see what I mean. Slash, where's this components slash sound components slash sound player dot razor dot js. And I think I could use .min.js. Wait, what is that? Oh, I don't get a minified. Weird. Oh no, I'm using Blazor to avoid JavaScript. So you don't have to use like we here's a solution. I'm trying to use words that Yankos found where we can play sound in a Blazor WebAssembly application, the client side, using only C#. And what I think is going to happen is we're going to go through this tutorial, set up the JavaScript, and then we're going to find out how we can turn this JavaScript essentially into only using C# and the code behind. So instead of needing to use JavaScript to do this, we'll most likely be able to use... no, it won't be. I will show you, Scott. Okay. So, what am I missing on you? You need to just expand wider so I can see this whole thing, please. Okay, so private task of IJS object reference module is module, but if module is null, then we will initialize it to JS runtime.invoke async IJS object reference import as task. So this right now will give us a value task. And we need it to come back as a regular task. Why can't we have it be a value task though? I probably keep trying to do this every time and run into some kind of error. But anyway, so what's going to happen is the very first time through this, module is going to be null. And so we will assign module to this JS runtime invoke async blah, 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 blah task. When we await it the first time, though, the task will have run to completion. And so every other time that we await module, this module will no longer be null. It will be that previous task that we tried to run and ran to completion. And so we will only get back the value itself each time. And so really this task only runs once, and then we get the result back every other time. So for example, let's say we did public async task, do something with JS isolation, or we create a local module, which is await module. And again, the first time this method is called, we will await this actual task until it's done. And then every other time we'll just get back the result of that task. And then we do something with module, which is going to be invoke async or whatever we're going to do with it. And so what I typically do for this kind of thing is I have a whole bunch of sound player extensions. that will only be used for this file. And so what I'll do is have a public task or whatever it's going to return. This is essentially your JavaScript interop file that you would normally have if you're doing traditional JavaScript interop. Traditional, whatever it's called. The usual way of doing it. Where is the C# file? Oh, you're just doing invoke async. So typically when a recommendation for doing JavaScript interop is to have another C# file that has all of your JavaScript calls. So if I had a JavaScript method that was play sound, then I would have a C# function that is public task play sound, or probably value task in this case, with whatever C# parameters it needs. Since this is an extension, so it would need to be static. This IJS object reference, for me, it would be JS runtime if this was regular isolate JavaScript interop. Module. And then maybe we would have the sound file, source name file. Oops. And then the only thing that this would do is what they have here, which is JS runtime invoke async. Okay, so it's going to give us back a string apparently. And we're going to do it on module instead. And you're going to be a value task of string. One. And so now it will find the play audio, which we haven't written yet, but we're about to. Export function play audio. Why do they call one play sound and the other play audio? Call them both the same thing. There's no reason not to. It'll take an element name. Is going to be a string because we're using TypeScript, and it's going to give back a string apparently. Is that not how we tell a function whose declared type is either neither undefined, void, nor any must return a value? Oh, yeah. Dude, I'm getting there. Wait, why is it going to return a string? This thing is not going to return a string. Oh my goodness. And then this will need to be, and oh man. Yeah, I need to change their code a lot if I'm going to use TypeScript. But anyway, we should, it's funny that they're using lions roaring. We should be able to still use this and then set our source in C#. But the whole point is we have a JavaScript function and then we have a C# function, method, whatever, that has the same signature, etc. I also figured that someone else was going to have this problem. Okay, so you're going to return its value task, which means it's going to be invoke void. This page dedicated to lion, apparently. Okay, so this is not source. This is actually the element ID. And so the other thing that I like to do, by the way, is if I'm ever going to try to use a query selector, or not a query selector, an ID selector specifically to target a HTML element with my JavaScript interrupt calls, I also create an overloaded method that uses an HTML object reference. What is it called? Element reference. Is it just element reference, really? Anyway, an element reference. And then we pass that. And here, then, we can accept either a audio element, HTML audio element, or a string. And so what I want to do then, why aren't you doing anything? Okay, so if element, this is just going to be element. If element is string, not is string, type of, instance of, it's one of these, dang it. I don't need to do this very often at all. I try to avoid JavaScript. TypeScript, type check. That Fisher bird. His fish. Like, just give me something easy. Just give. Where is my grepper? That's what I'm missing. Why is grepper not a thing anymore? How do I search for? It is instance of. If you guys don't know grepper, I strongly recommend it. It's a really cool way to be able to just type a search, and we're gonna sign in with GitHub. There's a problem. You're a problem. Okay. So grepper is a cool way where when you do web searches, it pretty much extracts the most common answers, or people provide links to answers for questions like this, and then it gives them to you up on top. So anyway, this is what I was looking for. And this is the example that Scott gave us, which is really cool. So I should be able to use instance of. Except I can't use instance of with string. You know what? I'm going to be lazy. And since I know that HTML audio element is something that I can compare it to, then I'll do it this way. If it's not an audio element, then we know it's a string because type checking and stuff. Then the element equals that element ref equals BA HTML audio, and then element ref document element ID as that, and then if not element ref, then we failed. We can't play anything. All right. Then we can do element ref play. Got it. Okay. I haven't tried standard is, so let's try that. If standard is element string, capital S, because suddenly we have to use capital S. So that was a very interesting suggestion that it gave us, which is we need to compare it to the string. So if type of element is string. Nope, not that either. Shrugs from me too. Yeah, and it makes sense if it's a custom, I think they call them interfaces. But here, let me just copy your code because it's entirely possible I just typed something wrong. I can't find names. Type of, instance of, and type guards. Description is a string or a number. Yeah, so it's actually comparing type of to the string here. So if I wanted to do this the right way, I would do type of element is, make sure we add 16 equal signs, string. Can I just do type of string? Does this work? Ooh. So many equal signs. But yeah, it's comparing the string value. Ugh. Anyway. So here we go. Then if element ref is null after all that, then return nothing. And then do element ref.play. So it's this .play method that we can only have access to in JavaScript. So let's see if here, first of all, this thing is going to have a parameter, editor required. Thank you, Scott, for pointing me to that. I love using editor required all the time. And I'm also going to do allow null, even though we will get errors now if we don't provide it. Audio source. So we have an audio source that's going to be required for our sound player. Our sound player is going to simply be a wrapper around audio, a HTML audio element, and it's going to have a source of audio source.source. Is that the usage? And an ID, I guess. Right, we're going to need an ID, except that I want to use element reference. So since we are going to use element reference, we don't need an ID on the element. However, I do like to provide the ability to add an ID. So I will do ID like this, like use ID. I use the word use a lot. And you can do instance of capital string. I was thinking that after I typed the capital string, but then I'm like, maybe lowercase string is not the same way that C# does it, where lowercase string is just an alias for a capital string, because that one showed capital string being a whatever it was. Interface? I don't remember. Okay, private. Oh, first parameter. Parameter public string question mark ID get set private string ID good to string. Then we will do private public ID public string ID is going to be ID unless they didn't provide it, then underscore ID. Get set go. That's really, really fun to say. That's why I say it so often. No, I'm running out of time. This is use ID. You shush. Okay, so use ID is still going to be there. So if we wanted to, we could play audio using use ID. So module.play sound use ID. Or instead, we could always have a reference to this specific audio source in case the user ever decides to use the same ID for multiple audio sources. And so in order to make sure that we get this one, we get element reference, audio element ref. We're going to do oh wait, it's a struct, so we don't need to worry about nulling it or not. At ref equals audio element ref, and so we will now be able to pass in the element reference itself, and it'll know to use the HTML audio element type, and then we will get the .play from that. And it will be good. So let's take a look at our JavaScript file. That's what I thought. So this type does not work with JavaScript isolation. So one quick note is go into your right-click properties for your project that's using your TypeScript compiler, transpiler, and go down to TypeScript, change it to ECMAScript 6. And there was one other thing. Common.js sounds familiar. So I'm going to rebuild real quick. We should see this stuff disappear if that's the only setting change that we needed to make. And it did not disappear. Tacos, just to make sure. Yeah, okay. So I think it was also change this to Common.js. No. Oh no. Oh. Okay, okay. I'm still going to try to run it real quick. And we'll put, I don't have anything to put in there, but we should get immediately an error if it can't load that TypeScript file. Especially if I protected override task on after under async. If first render return do something with JS isolation, else return task completed task. Yes, yes, BitBaby has started his stream. Okay, so as soon as we come to the game page, and since we have an audio source, go to 100. What is this called? Sound player. With an audio source of hold the end, because we know, oh, wait, this needs to be not a string. This needs to be an actual audio source object. Dang it, come on. So let me do it this way. Let me do it this way. Because I know this is what I'm going to want in the end anyway. Yeah, read only list of audio sources new. And I'll probably have this be injected, the actual audio sources themselves. New file audio source. Yeah, look at this. It even wants me to do it this way. And we can simplify this because we are using .NET 8. I can't do this in my, no, wait. In my work product, but I can use the collection initialization. And then here for each var audio source in audio sources, we're going to have all of our audio sources here. Audio source with 2 C's. Okay. We can at least check to see if this thing is going to explode on us. I'm interested to find out, but we're going to finish it out on Friday, and I do want to look through the ugly version. Yeah, we'll look through the ugly version that Yanisku. No, you were not Yanisku. You are Iankos. The Iankos gave us. We'll do that on Friday. For now, waiting for the bot to start. No red, right? Correct. All right. Yes, a shout out to BitGamey. We actually need to connect to this for stuff to work. Okay, and as soon as we go into our game view, that's where we're going to find out whether it explodes or not. Ready? Ready? It did not explode. It just responded with a 404 because there is no Aerofly MP3. Awesome. I think that's going to work. So we'll create sounds on Friday. We will try playing at least one sound through this. And yeah, that's going to be it for my stream today. I went a little bit over, which is bad because we have a release coming up, and it feels like I say this every single week. We have a release that's coming up right now. It is stuck in security review hell. And then we needed to get a new privacy review since I added a login functionality where it's going to show personalized greetings and stuff, and people are going to feel like, hey, this app is for me. We're going to make it a one-stop shop for all of your support needs on this specific type and brand of computer, is what I mean to say. And it's going to be great. You guys are going to love it for those of you that use this type of computer. All right, but that's it for me for now. I'm going to unmute my multi-stream tab. We're going to go visit a baby who is currently not a baby, but he will be a baby, I'm assuming, by the time we get to him. So, raid Big Gamey. If you guys don't know Big Gamey, he is a game developer working on a game called Homeward Hound. It's about a dog who gets separated from his people and needs to make his way back to his people, kind of like the movie Homeward Bound and other dog-inspired game. I Am a Dog. Or Dog's Life is what I meant to say. His game used to be called I Am a Dog. Anyway, so I'll be back again on Friday. I'll post a copy of the recording of this stream to YouTube no sooner than 24 hours after I end the stream. Hey, it was there. Okay, good. And you're always welcome to join us on Discord. If you're already a part of way too many Discords, don't worry about it. Ours is pretty quiet. So, yeah, that's it. That's it for me for now. Thank you all for being here. Thank you, Scott. Thanks, Zulius. Thanks, Yankos. And always huge thank you to Dukasoft. Best non-bot bot ever. Crapteen. Zulius. I already said Zulius, didn't I? Everyone that was here. Napalm. Thindle. Okay. Ciao.